I'm going to name 2 NBA players, both of which are point guards. One is old, one is new. You let me know who you'd rather have on your team. Who's better? Not who's better all time, not who has a better resume, who is better at basketball at their peak.
At their peak.
Cool. Yep. Something we've done before. Bring him back with point guards. Do some names we haven't done yet. First off, Jeff Teague versus Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey.
Both made an all-star team. Both, like complimentary players, so they're superstars. Well, actually, not even superstars in Jeff Teague's case. Complimentary players to Damari Carroll and Paul Millsap.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where we're at. Tyrese Maxey is a complimentary piece to Joel Embiid. Jeff Teague has done, and many people have said this, he's done negative PR by telling us like how regular he was.
But that's so genius,
But guess what? I'm going to believe you. I'm taking Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, it's easily
Fine, Jeff,
Tyrese
you convinced
Maxey.
me. I guess you're a bum.
Yeah, it's easily Tyrese Maxey because Jeff Teague, I will say a strength of his game is that he has a he's so great when it comes to having this in-between game. His mid-range pull-up was genuinely, it's better than Tyrese Maxey's for sure. But when it comes to he's a middle-tier point guard.
Better playmaker. But only made one all-star team on that team when they made the whole team on there. The team.
Yeah, he's a better playmaker for sure. He processes the game probably better right now, but Tyrese Maxey still has star qualities.
I think this is closer than you think.
I think Teague is just a tier below Tyrese Maxey.
He's a tier below in terms of a dynamic scorer for sure, just because he's not the shooter that Tyrese is. But I don't know, he's a better playmaker. I don't know how to parse their defense. Tyrese is still young. He's not a good defender yet.
Neither of them are locking up.
He wasn't
Yeah.
Teague wasn't like that.
I feel there's probably clips of there of Teague being like, I don't give a fuck about defense.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing defense. Yeah. I think further at their age, Tyrese is definitely better than Jeff Teague was at this age.
Yes.
So we'll go Tyrese Maxey.
For sure, it's Tyrese. It's
but
close.
I feel like there's some elements of Teague's ability as a driver and playmaker that I'm like, hold on, it might be kind of close, all things considered.
Nah, I think
let's take
Tyrese's shooting ability and how deep he can pull it from two, just is a big separator.
Okay. End of the day, I'm still going Tyrese Maxey. I'm just saying it's closer than you might think. Next one, Tony Parker or Tyrese Haliburton.
This is very hard.
That's weird to parse. One is a member of a legacy team playing off of Tim Duncan, amazing in his role as a tertiary player, could be the best player on the team if needed. I don't know if they'd win championships. Tyrese Haliburton, done a lot of winning, but not at the highest level yet. Hasn't finished the job.
Both, one thing I can say that they have in common, other than being light-skinned, is that they're not the most impressive defenders at all.
Yeah. I'm sure there's years where Tony Parker was a better defender than Tyrese Haliburton.
Probably.
I'm sure there's years when he was younger where he was a passable, solid defender.
This is a conversation that we might be the first people to ever have this conversation.
We're making human history right now, bruh.
And so it's hard to say one-for-one situations. I don't think Tony Parker could lead that Pacers team to the finals. But that's also, a specific ass scenario. I don't know if Haliburton would probably win championships with Tim Duncan too, but I don't want to take away what Parker did.
Yeah, it's just hard because if you're playing off of Tim Duncan and you're going and you're not playing this super up and down style of basketball, can you score in the half court the way that Tony Parker did? I'm not sure.
He was so perfectly suited for that, and that's not Tyrese's game. I think if I'm rebuilding a team from scratch, I'm doing a fantasy draft across history, I'm picking Tyrese Haliburton first. But it's a tough conversation.
Obviously, okay, so I think based on
I think I'm going Tyrese. I think I'm going Tyrese because...
All right, well, I got to stand up for Tony Parker. I'm going Tony Parker.
I think the shooting outweighs it for me. And also the playmaking is so incredibly generational. And
Tyrese has scaled the scoring up when needed and gotten buckets in a way you don't really think of for his archetype. And Parker also can make plays and step into a bigger role on a different team if needed. So they can both do their other specialty to some extent.
Yeah.
You guys took Tyrese. I'm not having a clean sweep because it is closer than that.
Yeah.
So I'll go Tony Parker.
Close.
Yeah, I'm not mad at either outcome here, but is it really? Would you really I guess it's hard because in today's NBA, for you said the shooting, you're definitely taking Tyrese Haliburton, but that's also a little unfair because Tony Parker didn't come up today. He'd probably shoot the three better if he came up today.
Most definitely.
It's Tony Parker's. He's quick and he can get downhill and all that. His floater game, his in between game was also disgusting.
Is he Darius Garland in today's NBA? He probably. He developed a
3-point shot?
He'd probably develop three a little closer to
if
Garland.
He had one?
Even if Garland's a better 3-point shooter, he's a better in between guy.
I don't know.
Maybe.
It's hard.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to see him in today's NBA. That'd be an interesting simulation. Okay. Raymond Felton or Josh Giddey?
What are we talking about right now, man?
We're talking about Raymond Felton versus Josh Giddey.
I'm going Raymond Felton.
Why?
Vibes.
You just want a cool guy to get along with, have a couple laughs.
Hell yeah.
All it comes down to. Hell yeah.
What do you want Josh Giddey for?
I mean, he's a good passer.
Listen, man.
He will feed my young prospects.
Raymond Felton averaged 7.4 assists in 2008
That's amazing for 2008 basketball.
as a member of the Charlotte Hornets. Or was that Bobcats at that time?
Bobcats.
Bobcats, I mean.
Yeah, close conversation, but I'm taking Giddey. And this is probably the only and last time I'm taking Giddey on anything. I will never take Giddey on anything else.
I'm taking Raymond Felton.
Give me Raymond Felton. I don't want to pay Josh Giddey $30 million. Raymond Felton will play for the league minimum. Rajon Rondo or Cade Cunningham.
Ooh.
That's a hard one. Because obviously Rondo, for what he does as the slashing, amazing playmaker, one of the best at that. Can play next to superstars, can be to step into a bigger role like we saw later in that Celtics tenure.
Mm-hmm.
Cade, a little more well-rounded as a scorer, but doesn't do his strengths to the strength of Rondo.
See, okay, so the jumper from Rondo is the thing where it's really separate because if Rondo had any semblance of a jumper, I think
he did towards the back half of his career.
But it was never like super consistent. Like
after he couldn't slash like that anymore.
Yeah, like prime Rondo did not have that jumper, and it was something where every game, like every big playoff game, you're like, hey, if Rondo can give you 14 tonight, we can be good. But I do think, I think if you're starting a team from the ground up, you would take Cade just because he can score a little bit more, and you can kind of fill things in around it. But if you have one other all-star on the team, I would take Rondo.
I think I'd take Rondo. Rondo had years where he was all defense on DPOY ballots while still being the primary ball handler, averaging 10 assists a game. Like, he's such a unique player that doesn't check as many boxes as Cade, who can do a few more things, just not as well. But I think maybe Cade gets there eventually, but I think right now, prime Rondo is still better.
And even once he was past his prime, you still had like the playoff Rondo stuff where he can go, and he was going places where the Bulls about to win a playoff series.
Yeah.
The Lakers got playoff Rondo. You got the Pelicans that had their run with Rondo as well. He goes into places and he does elevate their floor.
Cade might have a year where he contends for an MVP and is better, but I think so far Cade's one All-Star year versus Rondo's 4-year All-Star run. Give me Rondo.
Yeah, exactly. It's unfair for Cade because we haven't seen the finalized version of him. We did see him take a huge leap as a scorer specifically, but there's still some things that will hold him back from a general, like, oh my God, like all-time thought process when it comes to Cade Cunningham compared to Rondo.
Okay. But listen, man, pretty soon we might get there. We'll see. Gilbert Arenas versus Trae Young.
Yeah, I'm not taking Gilbert Arenas in anything right now. Give me Trae Young. Give me Trae Young.
He beat the case. What you mean?
I'll bet on Trae Young.
That's funny.
No comment. Gary Payton versus Damian Lillard.
Ooh, I like this combo.
Maybe the best defensive point guard of the last 40 years.
I like this combo a lot.
Versus Lillard's honestly top 10 offensive point guard of all time, potentially. Like just on paper at his peak.
I'm not even thinking about it. I think he's easily, I don't know about easily, but he's definitely top 10.
He's in that conversation.
Of all time, offensive.
Like not accolades, just like at their peak 2023 Dame. There might not be 10 better offensive point guards that have ever played.
This is incredibly close.
But Payton was not a slouch on offense.
He wasn't, but the level that Dame is at offensively, it's so rare. And some of the teams that we were seeing him play with, where you go back and if they got a little bit more from their front office, they could have made some runs. But I think the fact, when you look at shooters, Dame is probably one of the 5 best shooters of all time. His off the dribble stuff, his ability to shoot from deep, it provides a scoring floor that I know like GP doesn't have. The two-way ability is still crazy, but even GP couldn't shut down Dame. And I think like that's the best version. That's the best option that you have to shut down Dame. I think Dame still gets at least 23 on him.
He's a DPOY, averaging 28 assists a game. Like that's one of the more well-rounded perimeter players you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Made the finals.
It's so incredibly tough. So incredibly tough.
New combo. Would you rather have CJ McCollum or Sean Kemp?
What? What are you talking about?
Fair counterpoint. I'll go Gary Payton with the caveat that I'd rather have Sean Kemp than CJ McCollum.
Oh man,
that's a close thought experiment though.
Yeah, it's close.
Isaiah Thomas or John Morant.
John Morant, no matter what.
What? That 1 year of All NBA Isaiah Thomas?
Yeah, I'm taking John Morant.
You're taking 2022 John Morant over that Isaiah? I don't know if I would.
If we're going peak for peak, best year versus best year, I'm taking Isaiah Thomas.
They're both obviously defensive liabilities, but Isaiah Thomas's level of being a defensive liability is like indefensible.
Isaiah Thomas was scoring 50 in the playoffs.
He was.
I'm going IT. I'm not gonna lie. That 1 year of IT, there's a lot of players I pick over that. Yeah. Ja Morant hasn't quite hit that level where I say you have to pick Ja. Like, there's not one single year of Ja where he was that prolific of a scorer.
And the clutch scoring from IT that year, where he was averaging like 8 or 9 points in the fourth quarter alone. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
True engine of a half-court offense. We've never seen Ja lead like a true high-level offense. They've always won despite their half-court offense.
They got to the conference finals.
I understand that.
They beat John Wall.
Look, it's 1 year versus 1 year. We're not talking about body of work here.
I know. For a singular year, I think I'm still taking Ja.
Pick the small guy.
Listen, you guys got to reside with your king. I'm taking Ja. Y'all reside with your king. I'm taking Ja. Stay over there. I'm over here.
No, I do think that level, like Ja hasn't hit that level, I don't think. Chris Paul versus Kyrie Irving. This one was debate all over Twitter.
I saw this and it's like, oh, you guys are clearly 12.
Yeah.
You guys
You're clearly 12 or you've clearly never listened to somebody talk about basketball outside of points per game. I put this here just to talk about it. This is not a conversation. Chris Paul is light years ahead of Kyrie Irving, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations, Kyrie. He is the better ball handler, whatever. He has better handles, flashier handles, sure. He is the better three-point shooter, absolutely. Better shooter in general. But outside of that, like, Chris Paul got it, and it's by like a large chunk.
You mentioned all those things that he's better at. Chris Paul is also a great handle, also a great shooter. And then everything he does well, 1,000 times better.
Great defender.
Yeah, that's the thing. People forget that he was also like an all-NBA level defender as a young guy. So one of the best at the position as a defender, top 3 passer of all time, great scorer, great at elevating stars next to him, great at elevating role players next to him.
Great at elevating teams. It really is like Chris Paul goes to a place and instantly they win 10 more games and he boosts up every single franchise. It's the complete opposite.
They're like Kyrie. In an all-time conversation, they're like Chris Paul is 3 tiers above Kyrie. Yeah. It's that much of a gap.
Salute to Kyrie. Great player all time, obviously. Top 65 player of all time, whatever you want to put him. Chris Paul, because he played for so long and so many young people remember the washed version of him, is probably going to go down as like the most underrated player of all time.
I hope that doesn't happen. I hope
it is true though, because he doesn't have the rings, he doesn't have an MVP. It is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And maybe not most underrated player, but most underrated like all-time legend of all time. Mm-hmm. There's role players people forgot about, probably more than him, that like whatever underrated means to you. Yeah. But among legends that are clearly top 40 players of all time, Chris Paul is the most disrespected.
If you watch more than just highlights, you're taking Chris Paul.
Easy. It's not even a conversation.
Yeah, and it's not even just like
even at their best, like even if you go 2015 Kyrie versus 2015 Chris Paul, I'm still taking Chris Paul in that moment.
It's baffling me, this is a conversation, and it's like there's real people that think that besides 12-year-olds, so I don't want to just dismiss that as like only children, because it's not just children. It's just like
but it is a childlike opinion.
Yeah, it's not smart. I'm not here to say it's a good opinion. I'm not here to say it's defensible. But like there's enough people that feel this way that I'm like, it's worth talking about. People put so much the strengths of Kyrie. People really, really value those strengths in particular in all-time debates. Scoring on-ball buckets as like the only thing, end all be all. The game's about a bucket. End of the day, score more points than the other guy. Why would I not pick the better scorer? Mm-hmm. That's such a prevalent mindset that I can't just like write it off. But it's so crazy because Chris Paul, people like the value of playmaking is so underestimated by so many people.
And I think another layer of this conversation too is that it helps so much considering the situational differences between the two. Kyrie's made it to the finals multiple times as, of course, one of the best, maybe even the best player of all time in LeBron. And also he happened to play one of the most talented players that we've ever seen, period. And Luka Doncic was able to make it to the finals as well. But when you take a step back outside of that, it's just been a whole lot of misfortune. And CP3's career, you could say, has been misfortunate to a degree, but the level of talent that he's been able to play with is so night and day, like, worse.
Brother, we keep trying to put context to it. We have eyes. We've watched the game.
That's the thing.
We've watched the game.
Some people's eyes stink, and they think only scoring tough mid-range buckets is what makes a player better.
But Chris Paul,
all he does is take mid-range buckets. So it's like, what are we talking about here? Like, if we're talking about running a pick and roll and getting to the elbow and taking that mid-range jumper and it going in every single time.
Better at that.
It's Chris Paul. Like, we should not be having that conversation. We talk about handles, like you said. Yes, Kyrie, best handles of all time. Chris Paul is on the short list, in the top 10, whatever. Like, he's there as well. This is Chris Paul, and like I'm glad that we have given these people their time. They have taken too much of our time. It's Chris Paul, and we should move on.
There's certain opinions that like I don't want to shame like being 12 years old. You know, like some people like get like certain entry level opinions. But this is one that
you have to.
I was gonna say that. I think this is one of those opinions you have to shame to like make people realize like you shouldn't be saying this shit. Like it's that ridiculous.
I think this is our first time being on the back half of the conversation and being like, wow, like there's actually young people who think like this, and this is our unk stage for real.
Yeah, our most unk opinion is respecting Chris Paul.
Most definitely.
Yeah. This is one of those opinions that like certain 12-year-olds need to be shamed to maturity.
And this is what I call community service.
Yep.
This is leading the youth into a positive direction. And that's the problem, right? We're just trying to pass on recipes. We're just trying to make sure that everyone understands we live in a society.
Exactly. See, when I was 13, I needed to be shamed out of thinking Carmelo Anthony is a top 5 player of all time. I needed to be told that was fucking stupid. Some certain times you need to have some like formative insults thrown your way so you learn more about the game.
I don't like the example you use, but the point is valid.
You actually thought he was top 5 of all time?
No, I used that point on purpose.
Oh man, I was about to say.
Next one, Jason Terry versus D'Angelo Russell.
I'm going Jason Terry.
Jason Terry, bye.
No conversation?
No
None.
conversation.
What are we talking about?
You don't think D'Lo, if he could have played in that team, he could have gotten that off the dribble?
Nope. Too inconsistent.
Stop
inconsistent.
Okay, well, I thought maybe it was a conversation. Never mind. JJ Barea versus TJ McConnell.
This is a conversation. This is a conversation right
And
here.
I'm going JJ Barea.
These are combos need to be had.
I'm going JJ Barea.
I don't know.
Only one of these guys locked up LeBron. only one of these guys sent LeBron into the worst moment of his career. I'm going JJ Barea.
This other one was real close to sending Shai Gilgeous-Alexander into the worst moment of his career.
Real close. This guy actually did it.
Okay, fair enough.
And
I don't know.
JJ, listen, we're getting nasty into this. JJ Barea got a ring. We're using rings culture on backup point guards. I'm taking JJ Barea.
I don't know.
This is a hilarious conversation. Which 10-point scorer was better at their peak?
Fuck, man.
Also, I always respect JJ Barea because he took one for the team after Andrew Bynum was just knocked him out the air. they were whooping him, sweeping
I had no
him.
idea I thought he like played for some random team towards the back half of his career, but he was on the Mavericks forever.
Well, he left for a couple years, but yeah.
No,
Most
he
of his
wasn't. He was only on the Mavericks forever.
He went to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No
for a few
way.
years. Yeah, came right back.
Yeah,
I don't see that on his basketball reference page.
because he was there
Look at
when
2012.
Luka
Oh,
was
okay.
there
I see.
too,
There
right?
you go.
He was there.
He did.
Yeah, he came back.
in like 19.
He was in Minnesota from 2012 through 2014.
Okay, wow.
Yeah,
Three seasons.
they blew the team up after the chip.